Here's a superpower that you can take into every single day for the rest of your life. If you want to be more effective, while the world gets complex around you, while there's new AI things every single day, and AI is probably going to take over the world in the next 6 months, and we're all just going to be slaves plugged in the matrix, this is something that you can do. Even then, think in first principles. First principles thinking. The famous story is of Elon starting SpaceX. He had 20, 30 million from PayPal. So he goes around and he wants to buy a rocket because he wants to shoot shit into outer space. And all the old Russian dudes with these missiles, I guess, just sitting in somewhere that they're trying to sell them are saying, oh, it's going to be 60 million, 70 million. So I think one quote was even 50. And Elon was like, well, I don't have enough money. So what am I going to do? And why are these all so damn expensive? So he dug a little bit deeper, went into the aerospace industry. And he was like, oh, this makes sense. Because if I take a raw materials, the raw atoms of a rocket, it comes out to X. It's a fraction, maybe a tenth of the cost of the 50 to 70 million he was getting quoted. Those raw materials, right? Just the raw atoms make up parts. Those parts come from thousands of companies. And so every additional part that was sourced from a different company, which was standard in the aerospace industry to outsource all your parts, every single one of those had a profit margin built in. So the price went up and up and up and up and up. And the big innovation for SpaceX was Elon saying, we're going to print as many of our own parts as possible. And they made it work. And they did that first launch. And they got the $3 billion contract. And that is a perfect example of first principles thinking. Look at the shit around you. Look what people are doing. And then ignore it. Or in fact, don't even look at it at all. And go to the basics. What are the basic at the atomic level? At the foundational level? The level where there's truth and I can know for sure. I can test it. It's 1 + 1 = 2. What are those foundational principles and parameters that I can then build knowledge up from? And then you just build, you test, you experiment, and you ignore all the bullshit around you, all the analogy. Don't reason by analogy, as he says, which is looking at what other people have done or what has been done or what an industry does. Think for yourself from the ground up.